Hey guys, it's Courtney and Seth here today, and today we are at Southern Distilling Company in Statesville, North Carolina. We are here to tour the facility and do a tasting with some friends of ours, Tony and Amy from Wayward Excursions. We're super excited for you guys to meet them, so if you'd like to join us, let's go. Today we are visiting Southern Distilling Company in Statesville, North Carolina. Today we will be touring the distillery and participating in a tasting. We will also check out the merchandise, full bar, and award-winning original products. So let's go check in for our tour. Alright, so we have just walked in. Let's take a quick look around. Seth noticed over here the tour information. I'm not going to get too close right now just because there's some people's personal info as they've signed in for the tour, but we'll put a sign up now of the tour prices so you guys can see it, but let's see what else they have in here. So of course they do have some of their products available for purchase if you enjoy anything on your tour, but a very large selection here of different alcoholic beverages. And they also have some merchandise as well with their logos and things on them. Looks like they have some tank tops and t-shirts. Looks like some hoodies as well. Some really cute stuff. Oh, and it looks like they have coffee. Wow, oh, bourbon infused coffee. I've never heard of that before, but that's awesome. Alright guys, and our friends have just arrived, Amy and Tony, as promised. So we're super excited to go on the tour, right? Are you ready?
Yes.
Alright, so
It's going to be a good learning experience.
I think it will be too. So we're super excited. Let's go ahead and get started.
Sounds good.
And of course they have a full bar if you want to sample a couple more of the products. They call them their mixologists. It's right over there at the bar. We may have to check out one of the cocktails.
So up here at the bar, they do actually have a menu. Looks like these are the cocktails that they specialize in, along with some wine and beer, but they can also make you anything that you like. And it looks over here that they've got quite a bit of awards for each of their bourbon and whiskeys.
And this is probably one of my favorite things I've seen so far as we've been in here. They have a signed Luke Kuechly jersey from the Carolina Panthers. And also, apparently, this is an official bourbon of the Carolina Panthers. So they're really showing some support for our local team.
So a little bit of history about us. We are the brainchild of a married couple, Pete and Vienna Barger. Pete did a lot of research. He's a process engineer by trade, and found out that at one time or another in the late 1800s, prior to Prohibition, that Statesville was named the liquor capital of the world. There was a 3 to 4 month time frame that we were able to turn out over 60,000 gallons of white liquor in this area and ship it out. That was more than Scotland, Ireland, and Canada at that time combined. This facility right now turns out anywhere between 60 and 70 barrels a day. The new facility will do over 220 a day. So let's head out here, and then we're gonna head up top. All these fermenters right here contain unappetizing oatmeal, as it were. It is creating alcohol. Now these tanks, though they may look hot, y'all feel free to step on over. See all this bubbling, all this motion. You'll see it moving. You run your hand over the top, you'll feel all that humidity coming off of it. The mash itself is only about 88 degrees. Now to get it here, to get to this point, it's about a 3.5-hour process. This tank is worth a lot of money, not the metal, but the matter inside of it. About $20,000 of value inside that tank right now as it sits. So, all these tanks, if you look, will all look a little bit different. So you saw that one there was very alive, very active. This one is on the end of its life, as it were, because it's constantly mixing. We keep it in constant motion. But it is also in a constant state of draining, because it is feeding our column. It is giving the column all the mash it needs to convert to alcohol. This fermenter right here is about 12 hours old. So it'll be the coolest looking firm y'all get to see on the tour. Almost like a brain, that's how I always kind of equate it. To me it looks like the surface of a brain. It's kind of our pressure cooker. It's going to steep everything. There is a heating coil inside here, a steam barge right around the bottom. Keeps the inside of this about 198 degrees, 195 degrees. So what I've got here for you is a low wine sample. If you'd like, take one, taste, touch. This is a really fun tactile experiment. Take one of those for me. Dip your finger in it, you'll kind of feel how oily it is. Okay, and not oily in a nasty way, but oily just as in fusel oils out of the grain. It's still got some of the tails in it. Alcohol has 3 forms while being distilled: heads, hearts, and tails. But this is more of tails as well. The low ones also contain the tails, which is the end of the liquor, your bad smells. So take a sip. Don't feel like you have to finish it. I don't expect anybody to finish it. I kind of equate it to eating maybe a little bit too ripe of a banana, meaning it leaves a little trace in your mouth.
Hot.
It's still there. So from there, we're gonna go to a high wine. Same thing. Touch, smell, taste. This will be a different experience. It's the same liquor, but it's a different experience. So, like I said, higher proof, but I find it to not have as much burn. It's still 65% alcohol, 130 proof, but to me it's not as harsh as a low wine. To it, I promise you it does burn if you get it in your nose. It's happened to me a few times.
That one's not as bad. That one's much
like
more
I said, more palatable. This is how Paragon starts. That's a very important statement to remember because you're going to get to experience Paragon here in a little bit.
Okay.
This is how Paragon starts. So our most common standard is a char 3. It's a 0 through 7. Now 0, you can't call it bourbon because it has to be charred at least to a level 1. A barrel unfilled is about 120 pounds. A barrel filled is about 550. This, like me, was a lot more impressive a long time ago. About 20 years ago, it was a lot more impressive than I am now. So we have been moving a lot of barrels out of here. This was the original storage for our company. Now, all the barrels that are on their sides belong to one client. I'm allowed to talk about him, and it used to be a lot more. His original contract was 3,800 barrels. These are all Ed Belfour's barrels. Ed Belfour is a hockey player, very famous because he's one of the few people in the country, or the world rather, that's won a Stanley Cup, a College Cup, and another cup. I don't remember the other cup. I'm not a hockey fan. Worst part is he played for the Dallas Stars, and I'm a Dallas native. Everything is different. Every row is something different.
He's selling these.
He's selling them. He's bottling them under his own line. He's waiting. Some of these are almost 6.5 years old, or 6 years old rather. So now, I will say this, even though it's a tasting note, most folks that enjoy rye, they find it to be more peppery. Also, a little fun factoid, the young lady on here is an AI-generated composite of both the Barger's daughters, CL and Lily. That's them put together and aged up over 21 for legal sake. But that is their dog scout.
Oh.
Nice.
So, the last reason that this is my favorite bottle, this bottle right here, we partnered with Purple Heart Homes a long time ago, a couple years ago. They are a veteran outreach organization that started in this area. They build homes for disabled veterans and find housing for disabled veterans. I'm an 8-year Army veteran. My father's a 4-year Army veteran from Vietnam. So this bottle right here, 50% of every bottle sold goes directly to Purple Heart Homes. So the spirit inside here is exactly how it was inside that barrel. We did not add one single additional drop of water to it. Now, single barrel means it is not blended with any other barrels. It is exactly one barrel's worth. When a barrel is filled and aged for 4 years, roughly can generate about 220 bottles. This one right here is barrel 2200. This is an adult frosty right here. So this is a mixture of some of our bourbon inspired distillate, a few other ingredients that we use in-house, but we make this all in-house.
Alright guys, so as an extra treat, they are going to let us take a look at the event space. So let's take a listen to what our tour guide had to say, and then we'll take a look for ourselves.
Setting up for an event now, so they're doing that. But this is just a small sampling of Pete's cars. This is Bonneville that he recently took on the Great American Race from Florida to Colorado. We've got his Porsche, which is his first vehicle ever, is international.
So all of these vehicles do belong to the owner. They're in here kind of just for show, but they are, as you can see, on both sides here. But this is a pretty nice looking event space. Alright guys, so we just got done with our tour and our tasting. What did you guys think?
That was amazing.
Yeah, it was really fun.
Really got up close and personal with the whole process.
Yes. I've never had a tour that was that up close and personal.
Really.
Yes.
This was our first one, so
It set the bar high.
it did.
It's definitely a high bar, but the whiskey itself was
It was so
amazing.
good. It was so smooth.
Yeah,
Yes.
and then their
Oh yeah, that's perfect.
their double shot here. Oh
That
my
was so
God.
good. What did he say? There was no chocolate in that,
There was
But
no
it-
chocolate.
but it tasted like
It
chocolate.
tastes like chocolate.
Yes.
Yep. Now they can't say it, but apparently it does have coffee in it.
Yeah, the C word, as he said,
Yeah,
coffee.
It's got the C word in there. But
That was
yeah,
good.
Y'all have to try this.
Is that your favorite? What was your favorite thing?
I don't know, that was one of our favorites.
Yeah.
It's one of the, okay, they're all about like this.
Yeah.
I can't pick between them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But thank you guys for inviting us out. This was actually their idea, guys. So thank them for this awesome video. Be sure to,
you for coming
yes,
with
of
us.
course,
Yes.
thank you. Be sure to check out their channel. They'll have a very similar video coming soon. And be sure to subscribe to their channel because we'll be seeing them very, very soon. Thank you, guys.
Thank you.
Alright guys, so we are all done with our tour and tasting. We had an absolute amazing time. I've never, like I said, gotten up close and personal this much with a tour and tasting.
True, yeah, and I was talking to our tour guide, and yeah, that's what I told him, that no one has, we've been on another tasting before, and
Several.
yeah,
Yeah.
and getting up and close with everything was really nice,
Yeah.
and the way he explained everything was like real
Simplistic
informational.
and yeah, and or we could understand it, or you
Yeah.
guys could, of course, if you're not a brewmaster or whatever they call
Yeah.
it. But we had a great time. We would definitely recommend visiting here. The tasting and the tour isn't much at all as far
Yeah.
as price goes, so it's really worth it as far as the information you learn. It's a great outing, and then of course you get to taste the alcohol.
Yep.
So yeah, that's right there in itself worth the price. But we hope you guys enjoyed this video. Please be sure to like this video, comment, let us know if you've ever visited here before, and please don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more North Carolina or whiskey content coming soon. So until next time, we hope to see you on the next adventure. Bye.